Here's another little fact about myself. It took me many years being comfortable with who I am to reveal to people. We were talking about liquor earlier on. I'm not really a beer and wine person. I guess my drink of choice has a little bit more pizzazz. I, Dane Baptiste, your confidant and big dick modest comedian, I like cocktails. Yeah, go in. I don't tell people. But thank you very much. Yeah. I mean, that's still kind of butch though, but more like I'm a top kind of, yeah. Drink it up, little daddy. It's very hard for me to start a preference for something with cock, being from South East London. But I like them, and I discovered my love of cocktails, at gay clubs. A friend of mine introduced me to a 2-for-1 happy hour just there in Soho, and I was like, no wonder gay is a synonym for happy. These drinks are fucking delicious. If you are a straight man, drink cocktails, okay? Because then you still get fucked up and you don't smell like a sewer. I love cocktails. I find them delicious. I find them fruity. I find them scrumptious. And you know why that's so significant? Ask yourselves as an audience, you ever even heard a 6'1" black man use the word scrumptious before? That's how much they mean to me. You see there white guys in the room, there's words that I can't use too. Because I'll be judged. Some of you are like laughing along, some of you are like, what word? You know what word. And this is an excuse that black people aren't having anymore. I heard a rapper do it. Well, do you do everything you see on TV or online? I saw 2 girls in 1 cup. I don't go into Starbucks trying to find white girls with pumpkin spice lattes to shit in. Also, you have to understand, which we all understand, that within personal communities or in personal groups, you might use derogatory language, ironically, as a term of endearment. In the same way that you might love your wife or partner, but in the bedroom you call her a dirty, dirty slut. Doesn't mean I can do that shit. And the same thing for that word. So you want to use that word, let me call your wife a fucking whore. How about that? Anyway. Scrumptious. Now, scrumptious is a great word to use to describe something you like, but it's not something that a straight black man can normally use, which is not great for my career. Because if I can't use a word like scrumptious, how the fuck am I going to do Bake Off? I want to do Bake Off, but I got to act tough because I'm a black straight man. But they're like, hey, Dane, how's that red velvet cupcake? And I'm like, oh, it's yeah, it's all right still. Yeah, decent. This is decent still. Pushing P in that, this cupcake right here, you know. As you can see, the icing is bright, like a gunshot from my strap. The sponge is warm and moist, like a stripper's pussy. You can't talk that way on Bake Off. They won't ask you back. Now, that all was some silly shit, but I told you that because I really feel like, what else can I do? Like, I literally come on stage and make people laugh for a living, and people still call me aggressive and angry. And me, as a black person, and whether or not I've been given this permission, I'm really asking on behalf of my community, when is it gonna be enough? What's it gonna take? Even when you had black people in the England team, when they got to their first final in how many years, it still wasn't enough. We live in a world where people are still throwing bananas on a pitch. You think if I got the wrong estimate from Tony, my plasterer, I would throw a Ginsters in his face? No, I wouldn't. When is it gonna be enough? Even one of the staples of British culture, the royal family, we had a black duchess, and she weren't just any woman, she was an accomplished actress, a self-made millionaire, philanthropist, and it still wasn't enough. Even though she picked the ginger one, still wasn't enough. Just like, and I mean that not against ginger people, but just like Hermione did with Ron Weasley. Of all the people to pick in a secret boarding school with inbred people, she picked the most humble one. And people still hate like she's got some problem with her morals. Meanwhile, Charles married his fucking side chick. That's who Camilla was, by the way. She was there even when Diana was. You heard it here, maybe first. That's right, secret societies and that. Still not enough. Even in our best friends, the US, somehow managed to get a black president. Well, black enough because he's mixed race, but black enough for America to be president. And even with Barack Obama, Barack is not just any guy. He graduated from Harvard, top of his class, went to Harvard Law School, never had a scandal, and it still wasn't good enough. One of the most accomplished black men you would ever meet was replaced by a man who smells like cheeseburgers and Russian prostitute urine and has been bankrupt 3 times. And, you know, he's a diplomat and, you know, Meghan is a duchess. Well, I'm just a comedian and I'm tired of being fucking dignified about it. And I'll tell you this for free. You don't want me as a president because I'm not that classy. If I found out I was leaving the White House with Donald Trump, me and Michelle would have fucked in every room in that house. The only way it would still be the White House is when you see me busting nuts all over the curtains, the cutlery, just leaving the sheets just right there, busting on the carpet, just because I can. And as I was walking out for that inauguration, I would look Donald Trump in the eye and be like, hey, I shat in your house. How about that? Listen. This show is a comedy show just like any other one. I have not come out here to tell you guys off for being racist because you bought a ticket, so you must be kind of alright. I didn't bring you out here to try and solve racism tomorrow. I don't believe we can solve it tomorrow. I don't believe we can maybe address it next week, next year, maybe the next decade until we get to a point where we realize that we as humans are all on this flight together. And whether you are first class, economy, we are all heading to the same destination ultimately. And the only thing that's gonna survive is the black box. And by that, I do mean African women's vaginas that contain the mitochondrial DNA of all human beings. So until we realize that we're all in this together, we're all gonna go down together. So I'm not trying to solve racism with this show in a space of a fucking hour, but at least allow me to be angry about it. Thank you very much.